is seeming like it in today's session. It seems like the market is currently poised to move on a higher trajectory rather than the lower trajectory. So it is quite possible that the market may see that you are probably taking a move on the upper side rather than going on the lower side. So it is a possibility that we may hit the level of 13,143 levels in today's session. Yesterday we were talking about the level of 13,000. However, we could close way higher than 13,000 itself, somewhere around 13,109 levels. I had mentioned if we can hold on to 13,000 levels, then the next levels of 13,043 to 13,143 is quite possible in the session. So that's what happened in yesterday's session. So the market happened to be moving on a higher trajectory. It closed around 13,109 levels. See how much the support can push the markets. I had told you yesterday 12,972 levels are huge supports for the market. However, it tried to go below that 12,972 levels, and the bulls pushed it so high that the market propelled all the way higher to the level of 13,109 levels before it actually closed in yesterday's session. There was no trigger in yesterday's session. It was only the support which actually played the role of moving the market all the way higher. As of now, the market is showing 34 points up move because SGX Nifty is showing about 20 points higher. So usually the markets will be the Indian markets will be actually within the particular range of 20 points to 40 points within the range of 13,156, which is SGX Nifty's current position. Okay, so SGX Nifty has decreased all the way from 20 points higher to about 2 points higher. As of now, it is currently at 13,138 levels. So as of now, the market is SGX Nifty is drifting on the lower side, as we can just look at it. As of now, you can see that the SGX Nifty is showing a bit of positive move. However, it is just 2 points higher. You can say it is a flat move rather than a positive move in today's session for SGX Nifty. It is quite possible that we may see a bit of negativity in the pre-open in Indian markets as well, because SGX Nifty is currently just about 2 points higher. So it is quite possible that Indian Nifty may be a bit negative, or probably as flat as possible, probably 5 points higher or 5 points lower. Thereabouts, we can see that the market is currently hovering somewhere around 13,140. We may come down to the levels of 13,120 to 13,110 levels in order for the closing of the pre-open session, because SGX Nifty is currently hovering around just over 13,138 levels in SGX Nifty, because Indian markets usually follow the market of SGX Nifty, that is Singapore Nifty, and Singapore Nifty is hovering somewhere around 13,138 levels. So it is quite possible that Indian markets also may see that we are hovering around the level of 13,110 to 13,120 levels, where we actually will be seeing the markets to be going ahead. As of now, it is quite possible that the highest level of 13,143 levels, which is the highest ever the Indian markets has scaled up to, and once it goes to that particular level, it will see a huge resistance in the market, guys. So we have to be very careful and very cautious at the level of 13,143, where the market would actually be hovering around those levels when it is currently around those levels. So 13,143 is a very huge support resistance for the market. Yesterday I had told you 12,972 will act as a huge support. Until that is held, the market may go more higher from here onwards. 13,043 to 13,143 is where it is headed. If the market can hold up to 12,972 levels, just by looking at the support itself, you could have probably made almost around 100 or 150 points in yesterday's session, because yesterday Indian markets closed at 13,109 levels from the levels where it touched the lows at 12,972 levels. So those big supports played a good role in yesterday's session. So happening that the market was somewhere around 13,043 levels to 13,160 in the pre-open. However, it is hovering down as of now because SGX Nifty itself is a bit uh, it is a bit of a dampener that the market is actually going on a negative note. However, it is slightly positive as we can say, because SGX Nifty is a bit of dampener in today's pre-open itself. It is actually showing 2.75 points, just to 2.75 points up move. So it is quite possible that SGX Nifty will take the Indian markets more downer from here onwards. So because 13,121 is where Indian markets is currently hovering around, and 13,138 is where SGX Nifty is around. Usually Indian markets tend to be about 10 or 20 points lower than the SGX Nifty itself. So it is quite possible that we may drift a bit downer from here as well. We have touched the highest point ever in the Indian history, that 13,160 in the pre-open. However, it has come down all the way from those highest levels to 13,121. This is just the buys which has been placed before 9 o'clock. So around before 8:45, whatever the buys has been placed, that is called as the pre-open orders. So those buys or sells happen to be showing up in the session. Okay, so that is the place where the market actually will be moving up to in the pre-open session. Okay, that's where the pre-open session, whatever the buys has been placed before the pre-open market, those are the ones which will propel the market higher or lower in the pre-open. Okay, so as of now the market has closed at the pre-open at just 12 points higher at the level of 13,121 levels. So happening that it is showing that the market is currently moving around levels of 13,143, which is the highest levels which the Indian markets can ever see. So it is quite possible we may head to that particular level, or it is quite possible that we may take a dampener from here onwards, because SGX Nifty is not showing too much of positivity in the session. So it is quite possible that we may hit the levels of 13,000 and 63 levels again, and then come back all the way higher in the session. So that's what is quite possible in today's session. So let's see where the Indian markets happen to be standing as of now with respect to supports and resistances. Let me show you that. So as of now, Indian markets, as I already have mentioned, 12,974 was a big support for the market yesterday. Look at this, it came all the way downer, and now the very big support of 12,934 stands for the moving average of 10-day moving average. So that's a huge positive for the market, because if the market has to come all the way dropping down, 12,934 is where the market will propel from, because it's a huge profit from that particular level, or huge support at those particular levels, which will propel the market all the way higher. Okay, I have a comment saying yesterday I made 765 rupees profit from my advice. Thanks very much for this. Okay, so having said that, let's see where are the supports and resistances. So the support happens to be somewhere around the level of yesterday's open, that is somewhere around 13,000. So as of now, we happen to be seeing 1048 as a support, where yesterday we had a good opening somewhere around 13,062 is where we opened. However, 13,048 seems to be a good support, and we happen to be having a good support at the yesterday's highest the market has attained, somewhere around the particular level of 13,128 levels. That will be a huge support for the market as well. And yesterday's close, that is the 13,109 mark, will be a huge support for the market. So those are the levels of support we have to look at. Only one resistance we can actually look at is 13,163 levels. So if 13,128 is not claimed in the open, then 13,128 also will act as resistance as of now in today's session, because SGX Nifty is currently a bit of dampener, that is somewhere around 2.75 points up. That's just 2.75 up. So it is quite possible that SGX Nifty may drag the Indian markets market sentiments downer as well in the open session. So it is looking that in markets may see a bit of dampening in the pre-open, in the open session for the first 15 minutes, and afterwards it may pick up the support somewhere around 12,068 levels, 13,068 levels, and 13,100 levels, 13,109 levels, 13,128 levels. All these are support levels. Since 13,128 is not scaled up to 13,128, it remains as a resistance as of now. So 13,128 and 13,163, those are the only resistances the Indian markets may see in today's session. That's about it. Okay, so that's the place where Indian markets is currently hovering at, the pre-open, that is 13,121 levels, and we are headed 12 points higher in the pre-open session. Okay, so yesterday some of you asked if all the 10 positions of Nifty intraday had been closed. Yes, I had not done a session for quite some time, because I had a fracture in my hand. So that's one of the reasons I did not do it for quite some time. So whoever was waiting, as soon as it opened, um, they have booked it. However, it is probably possible that I may have one or two more students. I restrict to 10 students because of a reason. Will not be able to give personal attention to each and every one. Whoever joins the Nifty intraday options trading course should be able to make profits within 1 month or so. That's what is the reason I actually happen to only have 10 students. So the Indian markets have opened. See, as soon as we opened, it is dragging the market down to 20 to 30 points lower than the SGX Nifty. Okay, usually SGX Nifty is where the Indian markets actually happen to take levels of support resistance. It will have about 20 to 30 points than SGX Nifty in any time in Indian markets. That's the reason we happen to be seeing a bit of dampener in the pre-open and then in the open session as well. We are currently in negative stance. We are 5 points down in Indian markets. It opened 12 points higher. However, we are 8 points lower as of now. 13,100 is broken, and we are currently seeing 1,094 in the pre-open session, and we are currently headed higher to the levels of 13,092 levels. So 1368 will act as a huge resistance support for the market. If 38 is broken, then the level of 13,024 or 12,972 levels will act as huge supports for the market if the market has to come dragging down all the way to the bottom. Okay, if 13,100 is that will be a huge support for the market. 13,100 will act as a huge support. If that is held, then the level of 13,000 is not a big target to be achieved in today's itself, not just in last in 3 sessions. Into 13,143 can be attained and probably go higher, because the market has only seen 13th highest ever in the market. Okay, so it is quite possible that we may see a huge resistance around 13,143, which is the highest ever Indian markets has scaled up to. So as of now, we are currently seeing the market came all the way down from the levels of 13,122 levels to the levels of 13,103 levels is where currently we are in the markets, points lower in Indian Nifty. So we are okay now. Again, 13,100 is broken lightly. However, it is currently trying to hold on to 13,100 levels. So as now we are headed on a bit of a negative trajectory. The yesterday is acting as a huge resistance because the market came all the way down below that 13,109 levels, because big momentum towards the negative side of the market. So currently at 13,095 levels. So if the 100 mark is held on to, then we will be able to move higher to 13,003. Since we are at the higher possible level in the market, we are seeing a bit of negativity, or we are seeing a bit of a slow day for the market. It is quite possible that it may consolidate a bit and then move upwards. However, it is slow as of now. It is just about 13 or 14 points lower in SGX Nifty, in the Indian Nifty, and it is currently around 1,095 level. So I will be taking any questions you may have with respect to the technical. We showed you the supports and resistances for today. So any questions, I will be able to take it up. I would be a session somewhere around 9:30. Have take some position in today's session. So have to after 9:30 is where I will be taking the session. I will be taking this particular day. So today I have some trades to do, because I see that there is on a or a lower trajectory in today's session. So today is a very special day for the markets. It may see that the markets may be on a note in today's session. If 13,100 is held or headed lower, because we are almost way to the take a very special positions in the market. So I'll be winding at 9:30. So if you have any questions, please do. As we speak, it is headed, it went all the way above the 13,109 resistance level at 13,112 levels in Indian Nifty. The levels of 13,080 levels to 13,000 levels are acting as a huge support for the market. Possible that may be headed decently in today's session itself. So let's see a special trades today, where we will be seeing some huge moves in the market in today's session, because we are at the very close to the levels of the market, where the market has scaled up to in 13,128 will market. If 13,128 is scaled, then the level of 13,063 is not a problem for the market at all. It will very easily scale up to the 13,163. See, as we speak, the level of 13,120 is acting as a big resistance. It's quite not possible to cross that part easily. 13,128, how did we actually come up to that particular level of resistance? 28, because that's yesterday's highest in it has gone in yesterday's session. So 28 happens to be a resistance as of now, where 13,128 is crossed at 13,001, nothing else. So if I don't have any questions, probably I'll wind up at commenting with Nifty commentary. So if I sooner is the how is the session going on? Can you give me some comments? Can you give me some suggestions if I have to improve something? Is something which I have to inculcate in a daily session? I'm happy to do that. And suggestions about what is that you want in daily session. Okay. As of now, Indian markets is somewhere around 12,113. It's trying to cope up with the support at 13,109 levels. So the level of 13,109 is closed. So that is a huge support for the market as of now. 109 is 180 is the next level where we will be seeing the market going to, and that is the place where there is a good support of the market as of now. Okay, I don't see any if I happen to see any questions at all, I will try to inculcate it. Okay, so are we currently headed around 13,108? So I have some in today's session, not just for me, for my clients as well. So let's finish the session 9:30, and I will be taking any questions as of now till 9:30. If you have any questions, if you have any comments or suggestions, I will be happy to inculcate it. Okay, so that being said, we don't see that we currently it is headed to 13,100 and 13,080 is held on to. That's the support level. If 13, then the level of support is held up to. If not, then 28 levels to 13,000 level, the level of support where the market can come down to. and if 13,080 is not held, then 68 to 13,008 to 13,000 levels, or to 12,972 levels will be stopped by for the supports, and it tap those levels, or it can tap the levels of resistance around 13,109 to 13,128 to 13,163 levels. Those are the levels of resistances. 1080 to 13,000 is held in today's session. We will be seeing those today's session. See with respect to technical up today's session, and we are currently in a negative zone as of now, somewhere around 2 points. Okay, so it's okay. So seeing a bit of negativity in the market. We are currently headed on a bit of negative trajectory. Let's see where markets actually. Having said that, together we can stop chorus, not together. Okay, so I would together we can stop coronavirus, not together. Okay, please stay at homes in order to make a good profit, good impact to the society. Don't pass coronavirus or don't get coronavirus, and be safe at homes. Okay, having said that, I from at 9 a.m. on every weekday. This is Ashok Kumar signing off. Happy trading and happy